I have my Aries best friend here in the room with me. Hey.
Watching your live.
I know. That's my babe, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna start talking about Aries. Oh man. Okay, sorry. I should have got this shit together beforehand, but y'all know how I am. I be all over the place. Okay, so Aries, first of all, they are cute little baby balls of fire. And I should know because I have a lot of Aries in my chart and I be a little ball of baby fire, and that's just how it is. And they try to act like they're not little balls of baby fire, but they are. Because, like, they try to be like, yeah, no, like, I'm aggressive, I'm tough. And it's like, no, like, you're a little baby. Calm down, relax. Especially the guys. Like, the guys, they don't want to acknowledge that, like, they're sweethearts, but, like, they really are. Like, all the Aries men I met in my life are just, like, complete and total sweethearts. Like, all of y'all. Like, specifically talking about Justin and Jordan. If y'all tune in, I'm talking about y'all. Y'all are so sweet. I love y'all. I wanted to break down my Aries thread that I made the other day on Twitter, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, this is so spot on, like, how do you know all this? And it's not that I know about it, it's just that I understand, like, how these qualities come together to create a sign. So for example, I put in my thread that, like, Aries is ruled by Mars, Aries is a cardinal sign, Aries is a fire sign, and so, like, all of those qualities come together to create a certain type of energy. So, for example, cardinal placements are like trailblazers. They have, like, plenty of energy. They're, like, the leaders of the zodiac. If you have cardinal placements, like, it's not hard for you to, like, take charge and, like, start projects and, like, really just be, like, aggressive and forceful, like, with yourself and with others. And then they're ruled by the first house also. So the first house is about, like, yourself and, like, how you present yourself to the world and your personality and things like that. And so with Aries being ruled by the first house, it's like, okay, duh, like, they're all about themselves. They're very independent. They're very self-sufficient. They don't really try to depend on other people. They really feel like, okay, it's all about me. I'm independent. You know, I can do this shit for myself. And then they're also ruled by Mars, which is Mars, of course, in the sky. But, like, Mars is named after the god of war named Mars. I think that's very fitting for Aries because, obviously, like, the god of war, like, come on. Like, they're, like, the angriest sign. Like, first of all, Aries got the worst fucking anger issues in the world. Like, I'm telling you, like, all the Aries men I know literally have anger problems. It's ridiculous. Like, I remember my ex in particular, and it's really funny because I thought he was a Pisces until I got his birth chart. My ex literally used to get nosebleeds whenever he get angry. Like, whenever he get angry, like, nosebleed, like, seriously. Like, they have, like, such, like, passionate, strong anger. And that's very fitting with, like I said, them being ruled by Mars. Mars is the god of war. Mars rules your temper and your anger and, like, how you deal with your emotions as far as, like, a energy and, like, passion type of thing. So yeah, basically, don't get an Aries mad because you'll be in for a big surprise, and that's a big mistake. And plenty of people that have made me mad in the past have been like, I ain't gonna make her mad again, and I'm like, sorry, it's in my chart. So yeah, I told y'all that I was going to talk about Aries Sex Life also. I want to get into sex astrology. I think that shit is so interesting. So I'm also... So I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about Aries. Aries is probably, like... I don't like to, like, rank as far as, like, best and worst, because obviously, like, each sign is, like, compatible based upon, like, you know, what they each like in bed. But, like, Aries is definitely up there as far as sex game. Like... Aries definitely up there as far as sex game. She over here talking about Pisces is the best. I mean, shit, I got Pisces and Aries, so out. But anyway, so yeah, Aries are definitely super energetic and aggressive in bed. Of course, like, this also depends on, like, the rest of your chart, but, like, I find that, like, certain energies are very strong. So, like, Aries is one of those strong energies that tends to, like, overpower whatever the fuck else you got going on in your chart. Gemini energy also does that. So does Scorpio energy. I haven't really encountered other energies that, like, overpower everything else in your chart, but like those are the three main ones that I know do that. So 9 times out of 10, if you got some Aries in your chart, like that shit is strong, and like people can tell off rip. Like I had my friend Justice was talking to me, and they were like, yeah, like you, when I first met you, I didn't like you because I felt your Aries energy. And I'm like, I mean, it's in the chart. So, but yeah, back to Aries in bed. Like I said, they're very energetic and aggressive. They like to chase as far as sex. They won't chase you as far as like romantically in relationships. Like they really appreciate when people come to them because they get bored really fast. Like I've heard plenty of Aries people who have been like, yeah, like I'm really passionately in love with you, and then like a week later they're like, I don't like you anymore. So, but as far as sex, like they will like pursue the fuck out of your ass to get the pussy or the dick, and then they'll be like, bye. Like they're like, if you think about like the typical fuck boy, like the person that will hit you up and be like, oh yeah baby I love you, and then have sex with you and then act completely different afterwards, that's Aries dead ass. And that's Aries dead ass. I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm not snitching, bro. These are just the facts. So Aries definitely exudes sex appeal. Like when you think about somebody that like exudes sex appeal, that's an Aries. I think about Rihanna, because Rihanna has tons of Aries in her chart, and like people like when they think about Rihanna, they think like, ooh damn, she's sexy. Like that's what an Aries does in prime top form. They don't like to be like teased or kept waiting for the most part. They're very impatient and impulsive. So like once they're turned on, they're like, all right, come on, let's get to the dick, or let's get to the pussy. Like, you know, like once, like it's like once they ready, and that's it, period. The best way to like woo an Aries or to like get them to try to talk to you, get them to try to fuck, is flattery. Flirt with them, like gas them up, be like, oh I like your hair, I like your skin, like just make them feel good about themselves. They love flattery, they love that shit. But they don't take critiques well. If you are, you gotta work for it, bro. I'm like, if you fucking an Aries and you be like, your dick trash, like they probably will like ghost the fuck out of you and like not talk to you no more, because they're very sensitive. Like I said, they're little babies and they don't want to admit it, so like they will act like their feelings not hurt, or they will cover it with anger, but they'll really be hurt on the inside. So yeah, like if the sex is bad, just be like, instead of telling them, because they will probably cut the fuck up on your ass. They do have a very high stamina though. They can go, and that's just it, and they won't stop, and you'll be like, I'm done, and they'll be like, I'm not. Like that's pretty much how an Aries is in bed. They're very kinky. They love experimenting, and they love variety and like innovation. Like if you have like a partner that's an Aries and like you're constantly having sex with them the same way, they probably won't like that shit, and you probably should switch it up. Like they hate boring sex, that whole like monotony, like, oh yeah, we lay down in the bed and we do the same shit every time. Like no, like you can at least turn her around, you can like pin her up against the wall, something. Like don't have boring sex with an Aries, because they will ghost your ass, bro. You are snitching. I'm not. This is just what it is. This is just what it is.
Why do you have to start from the beds? Like you snitching on every verse. You are snitching.
I'm not going. No.
This is snitching.
I'm now, not like, snitching.
About to text me like from a whole nother number talking about some. Oh, is that why you ghosted me? And I'm
yes. Like, look, that's exactly why. Because your sex is boring. Period. But yeah, so they prefer a bedroom partner who is going to be open-minded and who is going to like actually want to experiment with them. And they also crave like a stimulating mental connection too. So like I could see them being compatible with some Gemini energy, because like Geminis will definitely, they will talk your ass up. They will make you feel good. They will make you feel they'll make you feel good.
Confusing. They will make you feel like
okay, they will confuse you, but they will talk your ass up in the bed. Period. I'm talking about in the bed right now. We're not talking about in general, because Gemini's confusing. I don't like them niggas. I don't. So. I'm talking about in the bed.
East was.
I'm talking about in the bed, and they're very intensely passionate. So if you want some passionate, crazy, kinky ass sex, then go get with an Aries. Let me talk about some turn-ons and turn-offs real quick, just in case y'all trying to woo an Aries. I'm gonna give y'all some tips. Like I said, flatter them, gas them up, make them feel good about themselves, take them by surprise. Like I said, like that whole pin somebody up against the wall type shit, or like for example, if it's a nigga, like just like randomly pop up and suck his dick, like they love that shit. They love surprises. They love somebody that can like make them go like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? Like they love that shit. They love somebody who's like passionate just like they are. They love the mental and the physical stimulation. So like really if you like have like a deep ass intense conversation with them and then start kissing on their neck, you in for a big surprise. They also love sex early in the morning. Like maybe sometimes, like I mean it just depends on the Aries. I can see them liking sex also not let's see. Like maybe between 5 a.m. and like 10 a.m. Like that's like prime Aries sex time. Like have sex, like wake them up and get them head. That's the surprise. Wake them up in the morning and get them head. That's the perk. They love like little presents. Like buy them a sex toy. Like and then like play with them. I told you like that they like experimentation and shit like that. Buy them a sex toy and be like, hey, I bought you a present. Whips out a sex toy. That's for them. Stroke on their hair, rub their scalp. They love like Aries is stop. Aries is ruled by the head. Aries is ruled by the head. Like so all Aries like head stimulation, all of this. Like sometimes the neck. I know for me it's the neck, but like if you like rub on their scalp, like get them a scalp massage, you know, play with their ears, you know what I'm saying, all up in here, like that's for the Aries. They do prefer sex with a personal connection though. They don't like to just have sex just to have it. That's Sagittarius. We'll get to that later. But they do prefer to like kind of know you a little bit first. They're not really the type for one night stands. Like they will have them, you know what I'm saying, if it's really the mood for it, but like they really prefer to like get a little deep with you, have a little, like I said, they like that mental stimulation, so have a little conversation with you and then have sex with you. That's how you get them. That's how you get them. It's real simple, y'all. Aries are real simple. It don't really take a lot. They don't really take a lot to, you know, get in their pants. Like I'm just letting y'all know. So let me tell y'all a little bit about some compatibility, and then I'm gonna get off of here because I'm talking too much. Aries and Aries are definitely great. Y'all will have fiery ass fights though, but the makeup sex, big smacking perk. It's so toxic, but I'm just letting you know. Like,
problem, and you just keep fucking it out, and then you be like, damn.
Yikes.
We're back to square one a week later.
basically, like that's really like it's toxic, but like that's what it would be. Aries and Taurus, it's good. Taurus is kind of a little bit boring for Aries though, because they do like the routine. They like the kind of vanilla sex, I guess. It of course depends on the other placement. So like I said, like take these with a grain of salt. You really have to look at a person's entire chart. You have to look at their Mars sign, their sun sign, their moon, and their Venus to really determine compatibility. But like I said, this is just general compatibility. But Taurus will be able to like calm an Aries, so like that can, you know, it can go either way. Aries and Gemini, like I said, like that's mental stimulation. Yes, facts. But Gemini doesn't really take sex that seriously. And so the personal connection that I told y'all Aries craves, Gemini don't really give a fuck about that shit. So it can be kind of detached. And Aries doesn't really like that. Aries and Cancer, as long as the Cancer don't get too damn sensitive, Aries is fine. Because Aries would be like, can you like get the fuck on with that emotional ass bullshit? That's how it is. Kanye, I'm trying to tell you, it's in the stars. It's in the stars.
You are snitching.
I'm not snitching. I'm just telling what it is.
You snitching.
Aries and Leo. First of all, yes. Let the Leo take the lead, and like that is like a passionate, deep ass, great ass connection. Y'all, Aries and Leo has great sexual compatibility. Aries and Virgo, yikes. Aries can bring out Virgo's freak side, because Virgo does have like a buried deep ass freak side, but like Virgo is kind of like, they're very meticulous, they're very particular, detail oriented. So like Aries don't like that shit. Aries is like, let's just get sloppy, fuck it if we mess up, I don't really care. Virgo is like, oh, I don't want to like mess up, like what if I like, and like Aries just don't like that shit. They like, come on now, like put that shit to the side, let's fuck. But if they can get past those differences, like I said, Aries can bring the freak out of a Virgo. So Aries and Libra, great connection, definitely great. As long as Aries doesn't pressure the Libra, and as long as they like stay focused on like each other and like don't get distracted, like they'll be okay. Aries and Scorpio is pretty good. Aries may not want as deep of a connection as Scorpio wants, because I told y'all Aries likes that personal connection, but like Scorpio is like, bitch, I need to know your soul. Like I will dig the deep buried emotions out of you, and Aries is like, all right, bro, like to put it in context, like Aries would want to know, like, you know, where you went to school, like what you like to do, and Scorpio will be like, did your mom die when you were 13? And Aries is like, all right, that's enough. Aries and Sag, like I said, that's Aries. Sag is kind of like, like I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. And like I said, Aries craves a personal connection. So Aries doesn't appreciate like the detachedness that Sag gives them. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a sinus infection, so my nose is running, and that's really nasty. But like I can't help it. Like I've been sick and dying all day. Aries and Capricorn. That's not the best. It's really not. Like, don't fuck a Cap. Like, just don't. Because like Cap, I would say yes, because Capricorn does have a buried in freak side as well, but they're reserved to the point where they don't open up for nobody. Like, you really, if you want to have good sex with a Capricorn as an Aries, you really have to be in a relationship with them, and you have to develop a level of trust with the Capricorn, and then you can like have that great sex with them. But like if you're trying to one night stand a Capricorn, no, you might as well just not, like, skip it. And Aries and Aquarius is actually great. Aquarius is a very spontaneous sign as far as sex goes. And so Aries loves that spontaneity. I told you, like, they love experimentation. They love, like, the innovation, like, all that crazy shit during sex. So Aquarius is just a little bit detached, though. So, like, they crave a little bit more passion. But, like, sometimes, just depending on the chart, like, you can get an Aquarius to be really passionate with you. So, like, if you're trying to date an Aquarius and, like, have great-ass sex, that's a good matchup. And then Aries and Pisces is pretty good. Sometimes Aries boldness can overwhelm Pisces in bed, but Aries is definitely sucked in by Pisces broad ass fantasies. Like I told y'all, like I said, Aries loves all of that experimentation. Like Aries is the type that's like, I'm down for whatever in bed. So Pisces has all these fantasies in their head, and Aries is like, bitch, can we try that? Like, so that's definitely a good connection there. Like I said, Pisces is kind of like a reserve sign though, so like sometimes that boldness can make Pisces a little overwhelmed, and like they're like, like, can you like dial it down a bit? But like if y'all get past that, like that's definitely a good matchup. Okay, I just talked a whole lot. If you missed any of it, just go ahead and rewind. You know what I'm saying? I'll put this on my page so like y'all can see it again and like reference it or whatever, because this is a live and it'll disappear in 24 hours. But thank you for tuning in. I love y'all. I'm sorry for being boogery. Like I said, I have a sinus infection. This is the worst. But yeah, so I'm gonna come on live on Fridays from now on, because in the summer I'm switching my schedule from working on Mondays to I'm switching my schedule from not working on Mondays to working on Mondays. And so I'm off on Friday. So I'll just be coming on live on Fridays during the summertime. I'll be talking about, like I said, I'll do coffee chat and I'll do these astrology chats at the same time. So, like, if you're interested, like I said, I'll put them on my page so, like, y'all can reference them again and stuff like that. And don't forget to follow my Twitter, because, like, it's actually starting to pop. And like low key, I'm really fucking with this astrology shit. So y'all might have to tap into that before I start charging. Period. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope it was real fun for y'all. And yeah, I'll see y'all on Friday.